Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Y'all know what I'm doing on a Saturday night. I am cranking out the reviews. Let's get into Ready to Love. This is the backup plan episode where the gentlemen, it's their turn to, I don't want to say evict, this ain't Big Brother, but this is their turn to eliminate a lady from the show. And so their assignment is to take out their side pieces, they number twos, the lady who was second on their list. Let's get into it. This episode wasn't nothing but a bunch of boring ass dates and a lot of boring ass bullshit that these people are putting in our face. I don't see any love connections. It's a lot of sexual, like, I want to hook up with you. I would like to throw out these sexual, what do they call it, innuendos, and oh, look at my hole, and all the bullshit they was throwing out there. I like your pickle. A lot of feeding of oysters and ice cream, and let's just jump into it because the best part of the episode happened at the end, and I can't wait to get to the end of the episode. The first date we see is Eric and Carmen. This is our pregame alliance. These are the two people who knew each other before the show. They had all this attraction and chemistry with each other for years, but they had to wait till the cameras, lights, camera, action before they want to explore the possibility of love. I don't believe that for nothing in the world. I don't believe they have any kind of attraction to each other because I'm just thinking realistically, it's not a man out there. And it has been men, in your past you've been sexually attracted to, and you've known, and you just never want to cross that line of friendship. I understand. But if I ain't want to cross that line of friendship for years before, I'm not going to wait till the camera comes on and, oh, now I'm your number one person. But, oh, boo-boo, you ain't realized this was the backup dates. So while you up here in Eric's face talking about, oh, I'm the number one person, there ain't no other better than me, you on the backup date episode. So, thank you, Vita. Their date was boring. What I didn't like about Carmen is she kept talking about Dakia. And it seems like on every date that Carmen goes on, she feels like she has to put the other ladies down, like, oh, ain't nobody better than me. Oh, she ain't really that much. Oh, she just a little moment over here. I'm like, wait, why do you have to put other people down to make yourself feel like you better than? To me, Dakia is doing it best. She not pressed by none of you ladies. She not worried about y'all having a connection with the men she has connections with. She's just enjoying the process of the show. But Carmen, you seem pressed. She said Dakia was desperate. And I'm like, you the one that's desperate, girl. Popping your color contacts in and out, in and out. Last week they were blue. This week they brown, girl. Throw them in the trash and leave them there. Carmen is very arrogant. And it's nothing wrong with thinking highly of yourself. But you don't have to put anyone else down to think highly of yourself. Like, I know I'm the shit, but I don't have to speak on any other woman and make any other woman, put a dig at somebody else for my confidence to still be like, Angie, you the shit. But, it just shows us the insecurity in you. The desperation in you. Carmen. Next, we see Demetrius and Tina. Tina looked amazing in this denim sundress. I've never seen a denim sundress, mostly because it's probably hot. It's probably hot to have all that material and denim on. But Tina looks good. She looked amazing. Tina straight up told Demetrius, you give me player vibes. Now, I ain't never really got player from Demetrius because it doesn't seem like he has his foot in the game. Like, is he even really in the game outside of Sabrina. And I can't wait to get to the end of the episode. Oh, I can't wait to get to the end of the episode when Joy drags Demetrius, because I'm going to drag his ass too. Tina makeup ages her. I agree. Tina looks way older than 31. Way older. Like, it's ladies on this show in their 40s that Tina look way older than. But, I mean, all she got to do go to Ulta or Sephora and have somebody show her how to put her makeup on right, and she'll get it together. Excuse me, y'all. They had a cute conversation. I didn't see any sparks fly between them. Like, I really think Tina likes Paul for whatever reason. I didn't really see anything between Tina or Demetrius. I didn't even think Tina would be a number 2 for Demetrius. But let's move on. Up next, we have Donovan and Sabrina. Oh, no. Donovan went out on 3 dates. He said, I was late to the show. I got to make up some ground. So he went out with Sabrina, Dakia, and Carmen. I liked his little date with Dakia, but just because I think Dakia is she reminds me of Joy. Like, when she goes out on dates, she's open to everyone. She doesn't seem closed-minded, or like, even when she was with Wiley, like, she let Wiley be himself and she just had fun with him. And in the back of her mind, she was like, I know I don't want to be with him. Like, she didn't make people feel some kind of way when she's out on a date with them. She enjoys herself, but still knows, okay, this might just be a friendship level or whatever. But Dakia and Donovan look cute together. I really like Dakia. She's one of my favorites on the show. Sabrina, I didn't know Sabrina was divorced. Now, get in the comments in the chat, let me know if I heard it wrong. Did she say her divorce was only 5 months ago? But even though it was a short time ago, she's still ready to get out there in the field. And she was married for 10 years. Did I hear that wrong? Or was she just talking? They was doing too much talking in circles and I didn't really understand where they were going with the conversation. But I've seen people get divorced and be married again in 5 months. So let me shut up. Get over it as quick as you need to get over it. But I just want to know if I heard that correct. Donovan says Dakia was the most genuine. I think Dakia is just the most honest. Like, her and Joy are the most honest people on this show in general. And I mean honest as in letting people know and see who they really are and not just playing a character on TV. He said Carmen views this as a game and he just has sexual chemistry with Carmen. Because again, Carmen, this is back where he had to feed her ice cream and she making sexual jokes. And what I don't understand is it that Precious is always a little bit tipsy, but Carmen leads with sex just as much as Precious does, if not more. Every man that Carmen gets in front of, she demands exclusivity, or y'all know what the hell I'm trying to say. She wants to be exclusive. Like, I know I'm number one. Or I know I'm the best thing going for you. Oh, feed me this ice cream. Feeding me is sexy. And I don't really get the whole feeding me thing. Like, I saw a tweet about it. Like, how many times we got to see people feed each other on this show? Like, damn, eat your own fucking food. We learned how to feed ourselves at 2-3 years old. But anyway, I just don't understand how people haven't picked up on Carmen's sexual energy, but when it came to Precious, oh, she just a fun time girl. She liked to party too much. She talk about sex too much. They just aren't attracted to Precious, and I think it's that whole swoop. Girl, Precious, if you don't do nothing else, fix that swoop by the reunion. Don't come on the reunion with that whole swoop wig on your head. Please don't do that. No, I believe she was talking about Donovan. He's only been divorced. Oh, he only been divorced for 5 months. That's kind of fast. But do what you do. Do what you do. It's kind of fast to be on a show where the women on this show are looking to get married. Because I would think if I've only been divorced 5 months, yeah, I want to date and I want to have a good time, but I ain't trying to get married again. I don't know. But, I'm saying my judgment. Everybody different than Angie. And then Sabrina was the one he wanted to date again. Like, I think he got the best vibe from Sabrina. He asking Sabrina, you think you might want to date with me? And she like, yeah, she like it. And I'm like, Sabrina just needs somebody else on her squad to fight over her. Because remember, Sabrina just like men to fight over her. That's what she said. I ain't say that. That came out of her mouth on the show. So she'll be glad to have 3 men fighting over her because 3 is better than 2. Clifton and Dakia. I really enjoyed Clifton and Dakia's date. Clifton is another man I don't trust, but I just like him. I like him, and I'm not mad at anybody for giving this man a chance, but I feel like when you go down the road with Clifton, you have to keep your eyes fully open and aware that he could be full of shit. But go have your fun while you can. But just know he could be full of shit. But I ain't mad at nobody for giving him a chance. I like the conversation because, Clifton was like, I'm gonna put my cup on backwards because I got lipstick on the front and the back. Too much Stella Rosa. He says Dakia is always very serious, and I was like, I can see that. Dakia gives me very much about her business, very much about her money. But Dakia got a wild side. She says she like bungee jumping. She want to go skydiving. Clifton does all of that stuff too. You found somebody that want to jump out of an airplane with you because trust and believe. Angie ain't doing none of that shit. The worst thing I ever did, my mom, this a while ago, we took a family trip to Cancun. And my mom got me to do that damn slingshot thing where you get in that slingshot and it flick you out in the air. Never again. I like my feet to be on the ground. On the ground. Now I'll do some fun water sports. Like I'll do jet skiing, banana boating, all that. But other than that, I want my feet on the ground. But I like them. I like Clifton and Dakia. Joy, you got some competition because it's some shit going down with Dakia next week. I can't wait to see what that's all about. But they had a cute date. They had some sexual energy too, but Clifton just gives sexual energy. Let me move on. Now, Paul has a date with Joy. Off rip, I don't understand because this is take your number 2 out on a date. Joy is not your number 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and it's only 6 people left. Joy don't want nothing to do with you, Paul. Last week, Paul had 3 women that put him as number 1. He had Tina, Precious, and Carmen. Out of the 3 women who had you as a number 1, you want to take out Joy. You didn't want to see where things might be with Tina, with Carmen, hell, even with Precious again. Paul didn't understand the assignment, and what I did not like about Paul is, Joy friend-zoned me, because he did the same thing with Sabrina. That week when Sabrina was like, you can just be my mentor, I think Sabrina needs to be in the bottom. She at the bottom. She can go home. I don't like this about this show, but I'm going to get to that when we get to the men's lounge, because there's some things about this show I'm starting not to like, but they ain't talk about shit. There's no connection there. I don't even know why they were even on a date on my TV screen. Now, another person who did not understand the assignment of the show is Laverne. This is take out your backup piece, your side piece, your number 2. This is the number 2 episode. Last week, Ace was your number 1. Ace has always been your calm. Ace has always been your joy. She has always been your love. She has always been wifey material. Why is Ace out on the backup date? Laverne is here to play a game. He's here to be with whoever he got to be with to get to the end of the show. And I really am ready for Laverne to go home. I really wish Precious would have vetoed the nominations last week and sent Laverne home. Because this whole date with Ace, you two have no chemistry. You two have no connection. Ace, you don't want to be with this man. And Ace, I like you. I rock with you. And I say very nice things about you because I can see your spirit. I can see your energy. You seem like a very nice woman. I don't see why you want to play in our face for this TV show. You don't give me that vibe. But you sitting up here with Laverne is starting to give me that I'm here to play in y'all face for TV. I would rather you do a whole move and be like, it ain't nobody here for me. I'll go home. Because I'm not gonna feel bad for you at the reunion, Ace. Some bullshit go down with you and Laverne. I'm just gonna be looking. Because now you starting to play in our face. Because their whole vibe, it looked like a strategy meeting. Like, you ain't gonna date nobody else. I ain't gonna date nobody else. We might as well cut this off here. We might as well be exclusive and say it's me and you and rock this out to the end. That's what Laverne is saying. And this is not, I don't understand the premise of this show. Are we here to find love or are we here just to make it to the end of the episode? Is there a cash prize I don't know anything about? Because it seems like that's what it is. Up next is Tori and Precious. Tori definitely playing in our face. And what I don't like is he played in Precious' face too. And I think Precious saw it. The whole time, everybody has been calling Precious the fun time girl, the good time girl. All she talk about is sex. And then here you are. Girl, sit down and take this shot with me. Let me break your kidneys out. Let's be some sex buddies. I'm like, what? Are you playing her just to see if you can get some before you kick her off the show? What's going on here? And then when Precious is ready to have a conversation with you, you like, hold up. Shot, more shots. And you trying to get her drunk, but you the only one sitting over there looking tipsy and foolish. I can't stand to see a tipsy, drunk man. Men should know how to hold their liquor. Men should know where their cutoff is, and when they get there, they should cut themselves off. I don't like to see tipsy, drunk men. But let's move on from that. Tori is trying to kiss. Tori is drunk. He's still making Precious uncomfortable, talking about, let me shift your kidneys around. That's what women like, is the kidney damage. And I'm like, no, we don't. I like my kidneys to be exactly doing whatever functions they're supposed to be doing. I don't want my kidneys touched. You know, the most we want touched is our G-spot. And you ain't got to have all them inches to get to the G-spot. The G-spot not by my kidneys, but this ain't no sexual class. I ain't going to go into that. But by the end of it, you know, Tori kisses Precious, and Precious is like, and Tori is like, well, I did all this bullshit just to realize I still love Sabrina. I hope they point out the disrespect of this date at the reunion, because I just don't like how they tried to play Precious right here. Like, it really seemed like they was trying to get her drunk to get her to act all sexual and crazy, and it backfired because Tori was the one that looked crazy. I hope they bring that up on the reunion. But what do we have next? Okay, we finally at the gentleman's lounge. Now we can get into the bullshit I want to talk about. I got time. I got 20 minutes before I got to get with Charles, so I got time. I didn't write down all the tops and bottoms. Most people like Dakia, Carmen, of course. Laverne is feeling Ace, and Laverne, he tells everybody, "Hold up, we done talked about our tops. I got some advice for y'all. I need for you all to go ahead, be honest with yourselves, and just say who your number ones are. Just say it. You ain't gotta hold it in. Just say who you like. That's just a little bit of advice for you all. I don't think Laverne really, because that's what y'all was doing here at the round table. You say who your number ones are all the time. Demetrius, Donovan, they took offense to what Laverne was trying to say. But if you really think about it, the only people who were offended were the people who didn't have a number one to shout out. Like Demetrius, last week, you was kissing Sabrina all in the mouth, but you can't say Sabrina is the person you feeling. Donovan, you get a pass because you just here. But I didn't really feel like Laverne said anything too offensive. I think it was just Laverne talking that kind of pissed people off. Evita, you agree. You don't like how they tried to play Precious. I don't like that either. Like, we be a little bit shady to Precious, and we, make a cute joke every once in a while. But don't make her the butt of the joke on TV as your storyline. Don't do that. Don't do that. We get around to the bottoms. Precious is on the bottom. Laverne put Sabrina on the bottom. And Paul and Eric put Joy on the bottom. And I feel like it's not fair for you all to put Joy on the bottom just because she don't want to be with you. Now, this is where I want to talk about, so we can get into the end of the episode, and what I love Joy for doing at the end of this episode. This show is called Ready to Love. And in the earlier seasons of Ready to Love, when people found a connection, found somebody they were really vibing with, people respected the vibe. They didn't be like, oh, we gonna vote off so-and-so and so-and-so because they like each other and they don't want to fool around with us so they can go home and be in love off the show. If that's the point of the show, why aren't we rewarding that? Why are we keeping people on the show who want to play in our face and not let the people who actually found love, let us see their love story? Now, they started that shit last season with Cornelius. I done forgot her damn name. She aggravated me. But the girl who ended up with Cornelius. They are a different story. That was a different story. But you remember people like Joy and the bald-headed man. People who had connections, they weren't just voting off people with connections. Like, you could go. They were allowing these people, they were respecting the connections and allowing them to stay on the show so we could see a love story. I'd rather see people on the show and see their love story develop over see people like Carmen and Paul and Demetrius play in our face and say, oh, you at the top this week and you at the bottom the next week, and oh, I'm feeling you this week and I'm feeling her next week, just so you can have a vote. Like, this ain't fucking Survivor. I watch Survivor when I want to see alliances get together and make a vote. I would like to see people have a love story. And as of right now, Clifton and Joy are the only people that really have a love story that I want to see develop. Now, if on the show, because I believe Clifton gonna do something to fuck it up on the show. If something happens on the show and okay, Clifton and Joy break up and they ain't got no other connections, okay, now they can go home. But don't just start breaking people up because they vibing and you just want to stay on the show longer. Because the show is broken. And I don't understand why Joy, another thing about Joy, we on episode 6. Every episode this season, we've seen Joy on a date. I think she's probably dated everybody on the show. So nobody has worked this process more than Joy. She's very approachable. She's kind. She doesn't make any, even when she dated Paul, she ain't make nobody feel some kind of way, even if she friend zones you. But Joy has worked the process more than I've seen more than anybody on this show. But now she can go home because she don't like you. And she don't like you and like you. Oh, but you can go home. I don't like that and I don't appreciate that because Tori has made it clear it's Sabrina for him. So does Tori have to go home? It's very clear that Demetrius is only here for Sabrina. So does he need to go home? Oh, but Joy, don't let a woman have her mind made up. And don't let a woman, not be interested in you. Oh, she can go home. I ain't appreciate that. That shit pissed me off. Now, let me just wrap Precious up in a bow. Precious went home, which is fine for me because Precious could have went home last week with AP. This is just, okay, AP first, Precious second. Precious can go home. She needs to go home. She wasn't hurt about it. No hard feelings. Done. So, Demetrius shows up to take out Joy. And Joy knew what was up. She was like, I ain't never went out with Demetrius like that. What he got to talk to me about? So they get to talking. And he lets it be known, like, we feel like you might not be ready to love because you done already made up your mind and you're not here to endure the process. And then that's when I'm like, that's bullshit because Joy has done the process. She's dated, she's talked to all the men, and she sees who she wants and she's going after it. By this point of the show, we shouldn't have people still trying to date everybody, figuring shit out. You all should know who you want to be with. But no, y'all want to play in our face, and that's what I don't like. Right. Everybody wanted to be with Joy. Wiley, Paul, Clifton, Tori. Everybody wants to be with Joy. Joy has been kind to every man that has asked her out on a date, even if it was a group setting or an individual setting. But just because she don't want to be with you and she like Clifton, she can go home. But no, I guess what Joy should do is play in y'all face, wink, wink, rub a booty around, do what Carmen doing, showing all her titties. And then maybe at the end of the show, pick Clifton later. You rather have a woman play in your face or be honest. That it just don't make sense to me. And y'all egos are hurt. We are halfway through. People should be making up their minds. We need to be sending people home who don't have a clue who they even number one is. Now I understand a little love triangle. Yeah, give me something. But don't just be sending people home because they don't want you. It's starting to become hateration on this show. Now let me get into the part that I love the most. Because, let me see if I wrote in my notes. I don't remember how the conversation started. But at some point, Joy flipped it and reversed it. It was like, hold up, Demetrius. Well, who do you like? Do you even like anybody on this show while you worried about me? And I said, yes, ma'am, Joy. Flip that shit on him. Don't let these men sit up here and feel like they could tell you any and everything. And why is Demetrius always the one got to give some news? He the main one needs to be going on a date, finding him some business. But he want to tell everybody if they ready to love or not. What about you, sir? Who do you even like? Demetrius? Because you really just playing this Sabrina face because she the only one paying you any attention. Who else is paying Demetrius any attention? Nobody. Charles, I got my Stella. I got a little bit left for 7:30, but just a little. But you know I got my Stella Rosa on me. That shit made me like Joy even more. Like, nah, you're not about to come read me down and tell me about myself. Let me tell you a little bit about you. Who do you like? Who face you playing in? What connections do you have? What are you even doing here if you ain't got a connection? What is the point of this show if we're going to send home all the people who are finding love? It needs to be ready to play in my face. That should be the name of the show. Ready to play in my face so we can make it to the end for this non-existent cash prize. Because I don't understand the point of just making it to the end. It's to the point now where contestants are openly talking about making it to the end. That's all Laverne talks about. Let me go over here and talk to Ace so maybe we can make it to the end. Like y'all don't even use the word connection anymore, or love, or relationship. Let me just make it to the end. Let me just sit on the couch with a boo. Well, we gonna break up when the camera's off anyway. But let me at least make it to the end so I can talk on the reunion. Bang, 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 bang. Check them, Joy. Put Demetrius in his place. I was so here for it. And I hope y'all take note and put these men in their place, because these men, and see, I don't like the bullshit anyway. Number one, I ain't no too much of a fan of Tommy. Number one, let me keep track of time. He give me this much of a sexist vibe, because why can't the women ever have the option? You know, when it's women's week, y'all take out y'all number twos. The women gotta be one, they gotta come back and watch this. We can't even tell them this the backup dates. They gotta learn later they on the backup date. Then the women gotta introduce everybody to their exes next week. I mean, let's think about next week. The only people that got a fucking connection is Joy and Clifton. What I'm introducing, who gonna introduce who to their exes? Because ain't nobody else with nobody. Who Carmen gonna introduce her ex to? Who Tina gonna introduce it to? You know, I mean, who's some other, I can't even think of nobody. Ace. Well, Ace has Laverne. They definitely agreed to play in our face. But I mean, why do women gotta introduce everybody to their exes? And it seemed like the men get to run down on the women, and the women just gotta sit back and see, you know, who gonna get chose. Now let's get into the cliffhanger. So we in the episode with the women's lounge. And you know, I'm clicking my damn DVR like, damn, what the women doing on? How much more time left on this episode? Because I ain't got time to be watching 2 episodes. And so I'm like, okay, it's only a few minutes. Let's see what they talking about. And everybody talking about, I feel good. I'm good. And here the kid talking about, I don't feel good. I went out on a date with Eric, and I don't ever want to date him again. Some shit went down. He ain't never got to call my phone. He blocked. Production don't send me out with Eric again. That's what the kid was saying. Don't send me out on no group date, no individual dates. I don't want to be in the room with Eric again. And so now I'm like, well, shit, what done happened? And of course, the episode done went off. And then I'm looking at the preview, and Eric is in his one-on-one. Oh, I hurt her feelings. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hurt her feelings? For a woman like Dakia to say, I don't ever want to be in his presence again, it has to be more than hurting your feelings. Because to me, hurting your feelings could be like, oh, you look fat in that dress, or girl, your wig is sliding, or girl, go put some oil sheen on that dry ass hair. That's hurting my feelings. That doesn't, somebody say some shit like that to me isn't gonna make me be like, I don't ever want to be around them again. So something went down. I hope they don't sugarcoat it. I want to know the tea. If you know the tea, go ahead and send it to my email or my Twitter or my Instagram. Everything is Kiss My Cheeks TV, and my email is in the description box. She said she shot the mess. She sure did. That's why I was like, bang, 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 bang. Right. Don't let these people give you a message. Just because they give you a message don't mean you have to agree. Don't let these men make you feel like you got to change something about you so they could be happy with you. Fuck that. You got Clifton. You want Clifton. Now, the only person you got to fight now, Joy, is the Kia. Because the Kia coming for your man. She don't want Eric. Trust me. She going to want Clifton. You got to fight for him now, girl. But don't let these men just say anything. Just be like, you just mad because I don't want you. Who do you like? Because I honestly feel like Joy was telling him, well, who do you like? As a way for him to think of Sabrina. You really want the person you like out here dating around, trying to find connections with other people, or do you want the person who likes you to pay you attention? But I ain't gonna keep harping on that. It was a good episode. The best part of the episode was the last 10 minutes. They could have kept all these number 2 dates. And I'm interested in the exes because Ace, and y'all know I really don't feel men with the dreads like that, especially the dreads and them funny styles. But Ace, her ex is fine. I can't wait to see what he's talking about next week. And then somebody got an ex that I'm looking at. Everybody on this show look better than your ex, but we ain't gonna drag people. That ain't what this about. But I am curious to see a little bit more about Ace's ex, because the vibe that Ace gives me, I don't see her being with a man like that. Kind of like last year with Walter and his ex. Like, I just didn't see it. So maybe there's a vibe to Ace that she's not putting out on the show. We shall see, y'all. But y'all know it's 7:23. In 7 minutes, I'm going to be on Charles Warren Online. Here's this channel right here. And we're going to be talking Drag Race. So I need to refresh my Stella Rose and get ready for that. Ready to Love is still a good show. It still entertains me. I just need them to do better. I need them to do better. Y'all still need some more twists and turns in there, because this right now is still, what I say it was going to be called? Ready to Play in My Face. That's the new name of the show. Ready to Play in My Face. But you all, go ahead and like this video. If this is your first time with Kiss My Cheeks TV, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing the rest of the season of Ready to Love. Candy and the Gang will be up on Monday. Tomorrow I'm doing Survivor Cast Assessment. I review a lot of various different shows, and I do Hot Topics as well. So go ahead and hit subscribe, support your girl, share, all that good stuff. If this is the rewatch, get in the comments. We'll have a good time in the comments. Next season is in Miami. Hopefully it'll be lit. I don't really have too much hope for it. The only thing is I hope that it entertains me, because the format of the show is now make it to the end. You know what they should do? Since everybody want to make it to the end so bad, go ahead and put a little $20,000 cash prize. Go ahead and make it a cash prize. That way we could really see some people fight to get to the end. That'll make it even better. Since that's all people want to do anyway, make it more entertaining. Put a little cash prize down there, and let's really see who fight to get to the end. We'll see some drama then, some real drama. But that's it, you all. Again, join me in about 5 minutes on Charles Warren Online. We're gonna do last night. Yeah, last night was Friday. Last night episode of Drag Race. Other than that, I will catch you all next week for Ready to Love. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. Bye.